Mark, as Mark about not going to Rodriguez at all there on the last series, is it something you'd like to have back?
No. We were trying to win the game, and felt like we were throwing it well. We weren't running very well, and time, wanted to go score, and didn't get it done.
Is that the first time you were able to talk to Will after the game?
Yeah, just briefly, just beforehand, I talked to him a little bit, and just wanted to reiterate how well I thought he played, how tough I thought he played, how much he gives us a chance to win games, and what an unbelievable bounce back from last week.
What's the move for the offense? We're at 99 plays and lose. What's kind of the message to your guys?
I don't know yet. I haven't really been able to digest it yet, to have that message yet. I think that anytime you lose, you're ticked off, you're upset. We didn't get it done. No matter how it works out, we didn't get it done. And I'm proud of the guys. Proud of the way they competed. Proud of the way they executed in a lot of instances. A lot of execution things, specifically on third downs, red zone, did some good things. There's a lot of things to build off of that we were a lot better than last week, and that's the goal, is to get better. We didn't win the game, but did we get better as an offense? I thought so.
Isaiah Cummings had some big plays, especially late in the game.
Yeah.
What's his development been like?
It's been awesome. Love the kid. He's the type of kid that will just do anything and everything you ask him to do. Talk about a guy that's just taken on a role and just done everything right at all times. Battled through an injury recently, and to get him back involved was the goal, was the plan, and I'm so proud of him.
No losses sting in a variety of ways. How does this one? Stoop said he's never been a part of something like this.
Yeah, it's rough. It hurts. You just feel for the kids. It's not. You just feel for the kids, and you try to put them in the best possible positions to be successful. And I thought our kids just battled and made plays and stepped up. It's just one of those weird games that I've never been a part of either, like Coach said. And unfortunately, we came out on the bottom end of it.
We had looked at the sequence at the end of the first half, and it being big.
That was tough.
What was your thought process?
We missed a few throws. We missed 2 throws. Chris was pretty open on the one. Wandell behind him on the other, and between the two of those guys on both of those plays, we got to find a way to make those plays. And to have that swing before the half, yeah, that hurt, but it didn't deflate us, but it obviously showed up on the stat book, and it hurt us. So that's just where we're at right now. Still, we're still working on the pass game. We're still getting better, and I think he threw for 375 and gave us a chance to win.
This rivalry is a really good one, and it's delivered some great moments. The crowd was awesome tonight. How could you just speak on the moment for
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool game to be a part of. The fan base, just can't say enough about them. They came out ready to go tonight, and it's funny. I have the double headset on, so I don't hear it as much. So a lot of times I try to take it off when the defense is up to hear the crowd and get into it myself a little bit. It was a great turnout by BBN.
And what's it about this rivalry, just playing up against them?
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, it's two teams that have had some past and particularly have a great love for each other, and that's just the way rivalries should be. And I'm pretty sure that all of our guys would like to come out on top, but they can't be down and disappointed about the way they played.
I mean, when nothing.
Will respond to that with the pick six. It's unfair.
Yeah, that was huge. He just made a poor read on that pick. Blitzed into it. It ended up being a cloud corner. That's what 2 is known for, is jumping passes. That's why we try to double move him early in the game. But his response to that was huge, because we went right back down the field and scored. And in a game like that, where you need to score and you need those possessions, it was a huge bounce back for him. And it was a huge bounce back for our offense. After that, it could have been very deflating, and it wasn't. And they just kept playing. They kept playing. And at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough.
I know Will is so good at the improv.
Yeah.
Don't know what he's going to, but you get concerned when he leaves his feet so much.
I do. I do. Yes, very much so. Every time I see him, leave his feet, I'm actually a little bit sick. So, but you guys see it. I mean, how many other kids compete like that? You know, just throw your body around like just at will. And if you're anybody, fan, teammate, anybody in the building respects it and should, because the way he competes is not even close.
Say about him that we've seen this a couple times this year now where he has a bad game, a couple bad games, and he bounces back.
Stuck. Because that's the way he is. You know, he's tough as nails. It means so much to me. I mean, all day Sunday, all that kid was in our building, watching film, trying to get better. And nobody puts in more time. Nobody puts in more work. You know, nobody practices like he practices in terms of how fast he goes, how hard he goes. You know, the speed at which he plays and practices at is how he always is. It's 100 miles an hour. And it's a fine line of trying to slow him down, which I thought he was fantastic being slow tonight. We didn't protect him. And we need to do a better job of pass pro.
What's it like, sorry to even ask this, but what it's like to play so well as a coordinator, but it's, you know, still not well enough to win?
It's like that double-edged sword, you know. It never matters because I walk out of Florida after an unbelievable win, and you have this little pit in your stomach, and now it's just like a reverse pit. It's just weird, you know. It's a different feel. Like, yeah, you're proud of the way your guys played, the way your side of the ball played, but we lost. And it's a gut-wrenching loss, and you just feel for our kids. You feel for them because they executed. They did what we needed to do to win. We just didn't win the game.
When the other team is scoring so quickly,
Yeah.
is it hard to stay patient on your end and not go for the big chunk plays every time? I mean, you guys.
We had a few of
you
those
guys,
conversations.
but you seem to keep your patience. We're going to do what we want to
Yeah,
do.
I thought we did a pretty solid job of staying patient. You know, I mean, I was trying to run it. I mean, I ran it all the way through that last drive. We weren't really running it that well. Just to be honest, we weren't running it that well. The guys were running through tackles, but we weren't opening many holes and getting a lot of movement up front. And that's why, you know, I just felt like we needed to throw it in order to win that type of game. And but I didn't think we ever lost true balance. Do I want to throw the ball 50 times a game? No. But when the quarterback's feeling it and guys are making plays, you're going to go with the hot hand, and that's just where we were at the time. I mean, Chris had, 20-something for 109 or whatever it is. I mean, that's not him. That's not going to get it done for me to keep running it. You know, so at the end of the day, we got to go with what's working. And, you know, Coach Stoops did a great job of a few times I wanted to take a couple shots early, and, you know, we just talked about it, which was great collaboration to hear Coach say, no, you know, just, hey, let's stay patient, let's run it, let's, you know, be smart. And it was really good in terms of that dialogue and listen to Coach. I mean, he's the boss, and he knows football really well, and it's all learning, and that's where I thought we were on the same page. Our offense was on the same page about what we were trying to do.
Just later in the first half, what you're talking about, where Wandell sat down on one-on-ones for a lot of times the series has gone further. Do you think that maybe helped Will get into a little bit more of a rhythm?
Yeah, it was more of a controlled pass game. You know, we took some shots, but they weren't the deep shots, you know, like the Max Pro play action. That's not what the world we were living in tonight. And that was the plan going in. So I think that the more of the intermediate throws that we can get the ball out of our hands and still be able to push the ball enough to create an explosive, that definitely helped our efficiency in the pass game.
The pivot was there. You're going to be facing the 4th and 9. Stoops gets a penalty and it's 4 and 24. I don't know how many plays you have in your playbook.
It's not a ton, but the guys executed a play that's like a desperation play that we've repped and practiced a ton. And it just so happens to come up in a game, and the guys executed it, and the guy's open, makes a throw, makes a catch, and you know, at that point you're like, shoot, you know, you just get a few more yards, but you know, it was frustrating at the end. I felt like I could have been better for those guys, but at the end of the day, we just, for whatever reason, just didn't get it done.
Cummings caught that ball. How important is it for his development to have games like this?
Huge. Huge. He's such a good kid. He's a great example of a kid that just does all the right things, both on the field and off the field. And then his number's called, and he has a great game, makes some plays. He comes back after a drop. I mean, he had a drop coming down this way, which was a big drop, you know, and he ends up coming back and making 2-3 more plays, which was so good to see. Because it just shows your kids on the team, it shows the other players, look, man, good things happen to guys who do right all the time, both socially, academically, and on the field.
So for first and 10 at the 38, 46 seconds, 2 timeouts, no running just because it hadn't been effective.
At that point, we were scrapping for like 3 yards. And I'm just like, I could have probably ran it a little bit, but, the guys were making plays in the pass game. That's where we needed to rely on. Those guys that were making plays. Just like if we were running the ball down their throats, I would have ran it,
And they were blitzing too.
A good amount. Did you guys see when they were just
7
shooting
dudes.
the gaps and we're getting stuffed and smashed for 3 yards? Typically, it's not really a great look to run against.
Stoops said that Will was dealing with a little injury at
Yeah.
halftime. Do you know what he was dealing with?
I'm not sure exactly what it was. The trainers never came up and said anything to me about it, but they did say that he was nicked up and just said, hey, he's gonna keep going. I mean, he's just a tough kid. That's just how things are gonna happen for him.
What does that say about the leader of your offense, that you can go out not 100% and still put on an amazing game like you did tonight?
A ton. It's great for his development. It's great for his confidence. It's great for our offense to see. And, I'd like to see some other guys to continue to play with that type of effort and that type of passion and that type of discipline and all those things. I mean, the more we can get guys to play like that, we'll be in good shape.
It looked like Bo had his helmet on and you were talking to him. Did you think at that point he was not going to win?
We were talking about it because Will wasn't sure he was going to be. I didn't know what was going on at halftime. I had no clue that he wasn't out yet, really. And so we were just saying that he was getting taken care of. Bo was going to go start the half because Will wasn't back yet. And then he ends up running out, and we go down and start it, obviously, that way.
I mean, 612 yards tonight. You're 9 games through now as a play caller. I feel like this could maybe be a jump start these last few games.
I hope so. It was just really nice to see a variety of guys make plays tonight and contribute. And, at the end of the day, we didn't win the football game, but we feel a lot. I mean, I feel better about our offense right now than I did last week. But it doesn't matter. We still lost. So we got to go find the silver lining to stay up for these next few games and to try to find what we do really well and try to continue to magnify that and do all those things and go clean up. The beautiful thing is in wins, a lot of, we were to win that game, a lot of good things or things that you need to fix sometimes get overlooked when you win. And the beauty of it is we can go coach hard off this film and really go coach hard off of it and try to find where we fell short. Yeah.
What grade would you give yourself?
I don't know. You guys can be the judge of that one. I mean, I felt like I had a good rhythm. I don't know if I can grade it because I got to watch it. I didn't feel good about the end. We're just not a true passing team yet to execute in that situation and feel really good about it. And at the end of the day, I just could have screened them a little bit at the end there. They try to get the ball out of our hands. They were pressuring us a little bit. But I felt like we kept them off balance for the most part of the game. And even when we did get down by a score or more, we stayed confident. We stayed tight. We were able to execute. I thought we executed extremely well on third downs. And gave our guys a chance to win the game. So I was pleased with our staff. I was pleased with the guys. I mean, I was pleased with the plan going in. I knew we had a good plan. The guys executed really well all throughout the week of practice. So, yeah, to say I'm happy, no, I'm not happy. But you feel like at least you put the guys in a better position to win than last week.
I'm always intrigued when I hear you lamenting about getting greedy or taking those shots.
Yeah.
No greed.
No, there wasn't any greed tonight. I didn't try to create, but for me, by me, just let the players go. know, let them execute what we went back to plays that we ran successfully in weeks past, like the same formation, the same plays. Just went back to like, this is who we are, this is what we do well, let's try to just run these plays. You know, that they fit Tennessee's defense, obviously, schematically, but let's just get back to us and doing what we do well. And I think that kind of helped our guys with the confidence, with the execution. There was no new things, like no new real like plays. I mean, the double pass was something we've been practicing for weeks, we just haven't called it yet. So there were some wrinkles, but it was trying to get back to the confidence piece for our unit. And I think that the guys took that on and did a great job with it.
Speaking of the double pass,
Yeah.
Every week it seems like you're incorporating new receivers in the offense,
Yeah.
and that's been like a focal point that I've seen.
Yeah.
Do you feel confident putting Chauncey
Yeah.
in that situation as a
I do.
freshman?
Yeah.
What does it mean for him to be in those situations as a freshman?
Another kid that if you wouldn't be surprised if you saw him every single day in this building, if you were at his tutors, if you were in his classes. It's a great thing for him because he's a straight A student who never does anything wrong, who's on time for everything, who works his tail off, who does everything right. And to see him, I had absolutely no reservations about putting him in that situation. I knew he would, you know, we all knew, and we all had faith in him making those plays. And not only the double pass, but the third down conversion he makes was a big win versus man coverage. So I was really pleased with him.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You have a good night.